I'm Trudy Haynes, and you've passed this building so many times not knowing what's behind these doors. This is the Urban Affairs Coalition, and we're going to tell you what is going on behind here right after these messages. Come on.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
If you Google their website, you will find that Urban Affairs Coalition is one of our agencies which unites government, business, and neighborhoods effectively to help improve our quality of life. Housed in Center City at 12th and Chestnut, wedged between city concrete and mortar, you might miss it, but thousands know UAC and pay tribute to boss lady Charmaine Matlock Turner.
You know, I'm a big believer, again, that you treat people the way that you want to be treated. And so when I came here, I mean, I love the location. We're right downtown. And people always say, well, why are you downtown as opposed to in neighborhoods? Well, one, we're citywide. Two, the beauty of the coalition is that we're trying to connect government, business, and communities to work on really tough problems. And a lot of the people that we need to be in touch with, connect with, are downtown. And so our offices have always been downtown, not because we don't love to be in neighborhoods, and we have many of our programs that are located in neighborhoods, but we want to make sure that we can touch, as Charlie Bowser used to say, the movers and shakers as well, to remind them that right outside of their eyesight maybe, or right outside of Center City, there are people who are looking for opportunity and who are looking for change. And hopefully I'm here to be a voice for them and to get those who maybe might not see them to actually see them.
You know, you cannot run an organization without some help, but the help among those found scattered throughout this 8-story building seem very dedicated.
Because we never stop growing, and we never stop meeting the need of the community. And I think for me, that's one of the things I just love about the coalition. There are so many ways that we can impact people and that we impact the community.
When you started here 15 years ago, what were you doing?
I was director of a program called Career Employment Program, which was helping individuals coming off of welfare going into the workplace.
And now what do you do?
And now I am manager of program services and operations, which means basically that I work with all 55 program partners, helping them to stay sustainable, making sure that our services are being utilized by them. I do troubleshooting, I do training, I help with advisory boards, their advisory board development, and really to maintain the relationship between UAC and the program partners, making sure that they are in compliance, that they are doing what they're supposed to do as it relates to their contracts, and also to help them market their services. So every week, I put out a newsletter that highlights activities of the program partners. Yes, good. And also go out to various activities within the city and bring many of those program partners with us so that they can market their services. Things such as street fairs. Some of the council representatives have festivals, and so each program partner will have a table that gives them an opportunity to market themselves, and so I coordinate programs such as that. I also meet with them on a regular basis to make sure that basically that they're happy that the services that we provide here at UAC are working and that they are working for them. That's exactly right. And if there are any issues, then I try to resolve them.
Wherever the wind blows, that's where I'm gonna go. Wherever it takes me, that's where I wanna be. Got to be
giving and sharing are passwords among the several agencies and companies served within the coalition. But this kind of devotion pulls in outside help, like the chairman of the board. And you're a very important attorney. You have a big schedule. Why did you accept this? What inspired you to be that?
There's not too many things that I can do that are more important. It's an important civic position, but more importantly, there's so many great people who are part of the Urban Affairs Coalition who every day are out working in 50 different programs and making sure that so many of the needs of the citizens, of people who are impoverished and people who are in difficult situations medically, they need help. And so for me, it's a meaning of life type of engagement. So things that I can see, that I can do, things that, ways that I can help where there's really a terrific change and I can be part of the team. So bring my skill sets in places in Urban Affairs Coalition so we can make a difference. And our motto is driving change from the ground up, and very much I'm a part of that change and driving it from the ground up.
When you have leaders like the chairman of the board backing you up, you feel like you can challenge the world. And our little lady gets the job done admirably.
I worked for the late State Senator Roxanne Jones, and one of the things she would always say is, I want to remain humble. So to me, I want to remain humble, I want to remain connected to my community, I want to understand the problems that we're facing, and it gives me that kind of inspiration to work hard to try to solve those problems.
But you have been able to bridge the uppity with those people of the community. And you've been able to do that very well, because I think you are the biggest social fundraiser that I know of. I've seen your events, that breakfast that you give every year at 8 a.m. in the morning.
Right, 7:45.
Right. Go from, say, 600 people to almost 1,000.
Yeah, we started at 200. The first time when I came here, when I started in '99, and I said to the folks in the organization, I said, do we have like an event that we do like every year or some kind of, and they go, oh no, we tried that back like 10 years ago or something and didn't really like work out. So I said, well, okay, I'd like to try something. And they were like, oh, it'll never work. And I said, well, let me try anyway. And so I started out with a breakfast, and because I'm an old political fundraiser, fundraising is really about fundraising. People should have a really good time, but I wanted to raise money for the coalition, and so we wanted to have something that was nice, but also was probably the least expensive kind of event to put on. And we started with a couple hundred people, and we sold out like almost 2 months before the event actually happened. And so we realized we had something really good. So yes, we've grown from 200 to over 1,000 people that we have every year come to celebrate the work of the coalition.
And the breakfast is good. I mean, it's no
yeah.
hanky-panky with that breakfast.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Look, we do food tasting before, okay? I want to make sure, because I value other people. I value their time. I value their treasure. I value their talent. And so I'm always thinking about what would I want that experience to be? And that's what I try to put myself in their place.
And this year, true to her word, the famous breakfast was held at the Pennsylvania Convention Center to accommodate the increasing Urban Affairs Coalition attendance, which is now up to more than 800. And folks, this year, yours truly was recipient of the Living Legacy Award, the first of its kind for me, and greatly appreciated. They told me yesterday that you have 2 minutes. And I don't know how you can sum up all of that in 2 minutes, but I'm going to try. I have 2 great reasons why I'm saying to you that this is very rewarding and very humbling to receive this award. Now, of course, a lot of people say that, and they say, oh, this is the best award I've ever had. Well, this is one of my best, and almost the best. For one reason, Monday, I will be 89 years old. Thank you. So these are my reasons why this is so important to me. to be able to walk in and walk out, and to thank you for affording me the best years of my life. Thank you.
You don't have to knock yourself out to prevent diabetes. Get real.
If you have a family history of diabetes, are over 45 and overweight, you can prevent diabetes. Lose 5 to 7% of your body weight. Get 30 minutes of physical activity 5 days a week and eat healthy. Take the first step. Talk to your healthcare provider. Prevent diabetes. Visit yourdiabetesinfo.org.
Hi, I'm Anisha Lewis, reporting for the Trudy Haynes Show. I'm here with Kate Rivera, who is the project director of the UAC. So Kate, tell us about some of the projects that you're working on.
Well, this summer we are really busy with our summer youth employment program. It's called Work Ready. It's for young people ages 14 to 18 to have a job and a first work experience this summer.
So how can the youth in Philadelphia get involved with this program?
Well, there's an application process every year. Applications open up in April, so it's really too late for this year, but I would encourage young people to look into it and to apply early. Apply in April. You can go to the Urban Affairs Coalition website. It's uac.org, and find the information about how to apply. It's an online application, and if they're able to apply early, then we can do our best to get them a job next summer.
Now tell us about the social media campaign you have going on.
So with the Work Ready program, every year we have thousands of youth who apply for the program, and just due to funding, they can't always get a job. And we really believe that every young person who wants a job in the summer should be able to work. So what we've been doing is working on a campaign to raise more funding for the program, and a part of that is on social media. We're asking folks to share what their first job was, to look back and think about who gave them their first opportunity, and use the hashtag #MyFirstJob to post what their first job was, and maybe even a picture of themselves around that time. And sometimes we tie it in with the Throwback Thursdays, the TBTs, for those of you who are social media savvy, to do it on a Thursday and tie it in with that kind of campaign to just share, what your first job was and what that meant to you.
Now, if employers are watching, how can they hire students for the summer next year?
So every year we are looking for employers who can host the youth. The youth get paid through our program. For nonprofits and for small businesses. We can place the interns with you for the summer, and there's no cost to you to have them there. And again, that information is on our website. The website again, uac.org. There's information there for employers who are interested in the program. And we're always looking for organizations that, first, it helps them to have the youth there helping them out for the summer, but also that they're willing to be mentors for these young people and kind of show them the ropes and introduce them to the world of work.
Now, do you also have a mentoring initiative in place at the UAC?
We do. As a part of the program, we have staff who go out to the work locations and just check in with the youth, make sure everything's going all right. For your first job, you don't always know what's the right thing to wear, and how do you talk with your manager, and what do you do if there's a conflict. So we have folks who go out and work with youth on that. And then we also partner with the work sites and encourage them also to spend that time really mentoring the young people and helping them to understand what they need to do to be successful that summer and for the future as well.
Now, if there's anyone watching that was interested in funding this program, because I know with nonprofits, funding is always an issue, how can they fund?
Absolutely. Well, we have been campaigning every year with elected officials at the different city, state, and even federal levels to encourage them that this program is really important and that they need to be funding it. We know that if young people are working in the summer, they're less likely to get into trouble. They have a little bit of money to spend on the things that they need. And we also research has shown that it really puts them a trajectory of success for the future. So we know it's really important. And we also ask businesses to, if they can make a donation to the program, especially if they're willing to host interns, that they could help cover that cost. That information is also on our website about how they can do that so that we can offer even more young people opportunities.
What's up next for you in the UAC?
Well, we've always got something going on. You know, in the nonprofit world, there's a great need and a lot to do. And at UAC, we work with a lot of grassroots organizations to help them be effective in their communities. So I'm also the contact person for a lot of our organizations to help them build their capacity and be more effective at what they do. And we always have special projects coming up that I jump in and help manage. So.
Well, thank you so much, Kate. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hunger affects nearly 900,000 people in the Delaware Valley. The number of people right here in our community, especially children and the elderly, who aren't sure where their next meal is coming from is unsettling. But there's something we can do to help. At City Team, we believe in helping people who have fallen on hard times, and we believe there's a way to help people respectfully, preserving their dignity. What began in 1989 as a once-weekly community meal is now a full kitchen, serving 3 meals a day, every day of the year. In 2013, we converted our traditional food pantry to create a grocery store-style experience, offering fresh produce and full-choice options for our households in need of food. In 2015, we launched a new project called Hope Cafe. Each Saturday at City Team, our cafeteria becomes a restaurant experience for the hungry, offering a menu with multiple entree options. Volunteers serve as the waitstaff and kitchen helpers. After dinner, all are welcome to stay for a time of music and teaching that gives our guests an opportunity to engage with God in their own way. With each bit of growth, we have remained true to our purpose of serving the way Jesus did, filled with compassion, serving humbly, and giving opportunity to share hope with people in the midst of painful circumstances. And we depend on people like you to donate, volunteer, and help change the lives of people in need.
One of the most important departments in UAC is being Chief of External Affairs, like Arun Parakari.
I am the Vice President and Chief External Affairs Officer here at the Coalition. So I get to do a lot of the fun stuff. I get to work with our community constituents, the programs that are out there in the neighborhood doing the good work. I get to work with our board. I get to help raise money for the Coalition to help keep the lights on and do all the good work we do. I get to help bring new programs into the Coalition. I also get to help build strategic partnerships and lead the planning and the strategy for the organization.
All right, that's very technical.
Yeah.
So what does it all mean? Well, at least let's take bringing together the community with the businesses or the constituents.
Sure. So what we do at UAC is really try to connect all facets of the community together, so that we want to have partnerships that build relationships between community members and business leaders.
For instance?
For example, we've been working for over 30 years trying to have young people have jobs in the summertime. So the youth employment program. So in 1986 it was called Fill a Job, where you take young people and you have them work at businesses to get their first summer employment experience, hoping that that first experience, everybody remembers their first summer job or their first job, will create a lifelong connection to employment and help them do better at school too.
The main thing, I guess, for a lot of people in the community is getting the right amount of financing for what they want to do. How do you help that in that area?
Well, what we do is for groups that are new or starting up, nonprofit organizations, we give them a great deal of legitimacy first. When they bring their program to UAC, people know UAC. They trust that things will be done right. We provide those organizations services like help with their human resources, their finance and accounting, their payroll, their whatever technology they might need, and we give them basically free consulting around management. How do you run your program? We have professional development and leadership development programs like our Coalition U program, where we give free classes to community leaders so they can learn about how to raise money for their group, how to market their group.
In other words, Arun, you don't actually give money, but you show them how they can raise money themselves,
right?
Keep keep in progress, and keep it going,
right?
And be successful.
Sure, and then we help them do things that help them save time, money, and help the organization grow, because many nonprofit leaders, community members, aren't accountants, so they still have to report whatever money they get to the IRS every year. They have to account for it. There needs to be an audit. There needs to be they need to have insurance. If you do a program with children, you can't do it without insurance. But these are all things that most community leaders didn't really account for when they thought, wow, there's this great need in the community, I'm going to help solve it. It's just like the same way that, when somebody has a baby, they're not thinking about, oh, I'm so excited about all the diapers I'm going to change, or all the, cleaning up, or the hard work, right?
It all looks very glamorous.
Right. So we do the hard work.
Arun has only been there a few years, but he's really involved in closing the loose ends within the organization and with associate companies. So how does one get involved? And how does one get financial support?
Because we, as an organization, serve about 150,000 people each year through these 63 programs and 15 projects that some are really small. They serve some small group of people on a weekend, one weekend a year, and they do a project for a weekend every year. Others are really big, and they serve thousands of people every year. And so we have this very flexible way that we do that for nonprofits at an affordable cost, and give them access to all the things that a big organization would have, but just a little bit that they need to get their work done.
How do you become a member?
How do you become
join
the coalition? Yeah. So usually people go online or call us, and we have a very quick form they fill out that says, we call it a letter of intent. It basically is a way for them to say, I'm really interested in joining, and here's some basic information about the work that we do. And then we take a look at it, and then we call them and talk with them about it. And some organizations are really ready. They're absolutely ready to go. They have a great idea. They may already have some money. They may already have a lot of money. They may already be an established organization that they've been around for a long time and they're choosing to come here. Other organizations may be small, starting up, just a good idea. And so many of those organizations don't have all of there's no playbook for how do you start up a nonprofit and do all of the necessary things you do. But we help people with that. So they come to us and we kind of coach them through. Well, you're really ready. And then another group, maybe you're not so ready. Maybe you need to think about how you're going to do some of these pieces and come back to us in 6 months, or when you are ready, we'd be happy to have you.
Part of your having the money to help them, whichever way you do that, you have to raise that money.
Sure.
And who do you go to?
Well, as historically, we come out of a business and community partnership. So we've enjoyed great support from many of the leading corporate citizens in the Philadelphia region. In addition to that, we have a great number of individual donors who contribute, different times of year for different programs that we run, as well as we have government contracts that we ourselves manage. And then we also, when joining the coalition, members pay a membership, well, it's not a membership fee, but it's an annual percentage of the revenue they have that they would be paying somebody to do the same work. We're able to produce that same work for oftentimes much less than what they would have
Do
to
they
pay
have
otherwise.
to be a non-profit organization, or can they make money?
Well, that is an interesting question. First, just to answer, joining the coalition, they have to be a nonprofit. But the term nonprofit doesn't mean you can't make money. It just means you can't, you don't either pay dividends or you don't pay a profit to somebody else or keep it. It has to, all the money, even if you make more money than you spend, it has to be applied towards the organization and serve a charitable purpose. And so many times that's one of the things in the nonprofit sector that is a little confusing to people, that people think
they can't, if I'm not profit,
right,
I can't make any money.
exactly.
Can't pay my staff, but they can.
Right. You're not required to run at a loss as a nonprofit, but you are required to make sure that all the money goes towards a charitable
How
purpose.
long have you been here?
I'm enjoying my 6th year. I've been here about 6.5 years, in fact.
I noticed you said, I'm enjoying my 6 years.
Yes.
So I imagine you're happy working here.
Oh, I love it here. Absolutely. It's I call it the gift I get paid to receive every day. So, you know, it's a unique institution in the city in terms of its history, its impact, and in terms of the real spirit of the organization. It's a really, truly a profound institution for this community.
Are you looking for members now?
We're always looking.
Tell them.
Yeah, no, we accept organizations most of the time, most of the year round, but there's a criteria and you have to meet that. Usually the organizations that, for us, that most of the organizations we have tend to be, you know, under $250,000, but we have many organizations on the other side that are the larger organizations, so organizations above that are absolutely welcome, and many times they enjoy some benefits that the smaller organizations don't, because they're looking for a lot more service and a lot more impact from the dollars.
What do they call?
Huh?
Give them the number.
Give them the number. They should call 215-851-1936 and ask for our colleague Tavani DeVore. He's the manager for outreach and partnerships. So he takes all the new intakes, and they can also go online at www.uac.org and look for Join the Coalition. There's a button on the website.
I'm joining. Thank you.
Yes, a pleasure.
We hope now that you have a better understanding about an organization in our community we very much need. This is Trudy Haynes wishing you a good day.